We are the Nerd Eternal Network.
Alright, welcome to the Nerd Eternal Network. Today we're, of course, playing Earthbound, our Icon's actual play. I'll be your GM for the day, Jason, and with me as usual will be Taylor playing Unison.
Howdy.
Curtis playing Landshark.
Hola.
Mike playing Independence Ray.
Hello.
And Zach playing Recluse.
Thank you for joining us.
Now, who remembers where we left off last time?
We were in the middle of combat. We finished a round.
Okay. Who are you fighting? What caused the combat?
We were tricked. We were duped by bounty hunters that sent a phony. Well, they trapped a family and crashed them on this planet and sent out a distress signal to lure us to rescue them.
I don't know if you'd call them bounty hunters exactly. Sarah Garrick's the Huntsman. You know, you've had an encounter with him before. You know, he works for Lord Anordu.
Right. I don't know why I was under the impression they were bounty hunters. I guess I think of the Huntsman as sort of a bounty hunter.
No, he's like, like old kings would have their huntsmen, that sort of thing. Or wicked witches. Wicked witches had huntsmen sometimes.
I guess I was thinking the Huntsman and the Nordu is more of a Boba Fett, Darth Vader relationship.
Ah.
So, like in the movies or like in the fan fiction?
Moving along.
I missed this.
But yes, they shot down a family, locked them in a cage, made the mother send out a distress signal. You weren't exactly caught flat-footed, because you were all basically sitting there going, this is probably a trap. But it could be a family in distress, so we've got to at least check it out. And you pretty quickly, sent some of Unison's dupes astral projecting out to, poke around. Very quickly found that the family is indeed locked in a cage. You landed, you got them out, and then as you were leaving, the attack that you had, by that point especially, were expecting, happened. Sarah Garrick's the Huntsman. Like I said, you've met before. And you assume his son, since he referred to Sarah Garrick as father at one point. Ahern the Stunning. He's a very pretty man. Vahir, this sort of, you get the impression he's strong, he's kind of stretchy. His eyes look funny, his face is slightly elongated. He's not a reptile, but it's like he's a person with very reptilian features. And then the one Landshark was messing with the most, Givra, is down over here. And he's the one I'm not sure if y'all actually got his name or not, but
We did not.
I'm not going to dance around it, so that's just what his name is.
That's better than me calling him Frosty Balls.
Yeah, it kind of is. I don't think anybody was stunned.
I just shook off.
You had just shook it off. Ahern was stunned because he made the mistake of talking to Omniglot. And she started doing that speaking multiple trains of thought at the same time thing that she does.
Yeah, Ahern's effectively out of the fight, I hope.
I think he's out for, was it 10? Oh, 7, yes, you're right. It was 7 pages.
I hope he's out for if he's not.
So it's going to be a long fight. There's another 7 rounds. Trying to think if there was anything
Ice
else.
Person, Stretchy Person, and the Huntsman.
Oh, yes.
Anyone?
And Recluse we had left, since Zach couldn't make it last week, Recluse we left up on the spaceship.
Oh, yeah.
Guarding it in case any shenanigans were to go on. Zach, go ahead and roll me an initiative. Just so I can put you in the list.
Yes, sir.
Because I'd hate to be 3 rounds into this and realize, oh yeah, I haven't let Zach do anything.
I got a 9.
All right. I'm going to throw you down on the map, but I'm going to throw you down here over on the far side. Out of view, just so I can have a token to put in the initiative order.
Yay, I feel special.
Add a turn. Recluse will go on a 9. And then arrange in descending order. Alright. And so far, it doesn't look like I have any ghosts in the initiative order. Which, was a big deal last time. I don't know what was going on with that. Alright, so top of the order is Sarah Garax, the Huntsman. Or maybe it should be Sarah Garax. I think I was putting an extra A in there. Anyway. Alright, so he is standing up on this big kind of glass looking dome part of the ship. Probably higher up than anybody except Ray. I think Ray was floating.
Yes.
And he is, much like he did last time, I believe he's going to shoot his bow at Ray. So he comes up, the bow is like projecting out of his gauntlets, like it's made of energy. When he pulls back, energy arrow sort of thing.
Sufficiently now.
Big pardon?
Oh, have I? I'm not stunned anymore, right?
I don't think so. I think you were stunned the last round of last session. I think you're good now. Oh, but I did not open my utility character sheet. All right, now I can roll the dice. All right, so he tried to hit you with a 12. Oh, was that 10 your dodge? Okay. All right, so that hit. That is 7 points of damage.
Oh, that's going to take me out. I'm blasted out of the sky.
All right, so Ray drops. Moving on to Yivra. Land Shark, he's going to try to snare you in ice again.
Okay. I shall. Do I dodge? Is that right?
Yes, it is coordination. Because it is kind of a range thing he's doing. So 12 is the number to beat.
I did not.
All right, so he beat you by 2, so that means he's got you in a partial hold. So you can take your actions, but you can't move without, move around anywhere without breaking free first.
We can do this all day.
And then we come to Ray.
All right. Well, I guess it's now. I don't I don't think I've used my recovery ability yet.
Okay.
Have I?
Then if you would like to take a recovery, I know you haven't today.
Yeah. Do you want my co-pilot to take over? Unleash a little CRN ruthlessness on the situation?
That could be interesting. But I don't want that to become something that happens all the time.
You don't? I kind of do. All right. In that case, I'm going to. I'd like to activate. I can activate any number of things. Let's activate Air Force Veteran. And I'll spend a determination point for stamina recovery.
Okay.
And again, is it the higher or lower?
It is the higher of your strength or your will.
Will it is. This isn't the first crash landing I've been in. Actually, the last time I had a crash landing, I woke up with alien powers. So, and then the events. I'll just check it off now. That is the full action. Is that correct?
Oh, that is the action for the round. Yes.
Okay, that's what I'm doing. I'm once again shaking it off.
All right. Then we go to Earn the Stunning, who is stunned for this round, as he tries to make sense of what it was Omniglot was just saying. And then it is Omniglot's turn. She's going to slip around behind all the unisons. Basically, she's like, I'm sure you've got the lizard guy. I'm going to go catch up with the family.
Don't forget the sniper in the distance.
Yeah. She's trying to stick to cover.
You say she's trying to catch up with the family?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, the sniper.
Oh, and while you're getting over there, remind the shark he can go underground.
Why didn't you think of that earlier? We could have just left that way.
I told him to do it.
You said make a way out of here. I'm making a way out of here.
I said, land shark, you are our way out of here. I recognize in the distance that can be misconstrued. I expected the guy who has lived his life knowing he can burrow tunnels, that when I specify him, it's about being a land shark.
You've got to be more specific. Do you know how many teammates have always told me, Bruce, don't use your earth powers in the city?
Aha.
Oh, and Omniglot's like, don't worry about it, Bruce. That was just poor communication skills on his part. That's why Ray's in charge now. Ray's got communication skills.
Yeah.
He specifically doesn't.
She just turns around and sticks her tongue at you.
Someone whips up my character sheet. Look. You can see any special needs communication.
But she runs over here and takes cover behind this thing. All right, Recluse, you are up on the ship. You have heard, you've heard this fighting going on through everybody's communication. Communicators.
I mean, there's also still a copy of me on the ship.
So, you need me to get down there? Like, do we have a second shuttle down? Second shuttle?
You've only got the one shuttle. You have two You have two bays that could be used for shuttle. But you only had one shuttle.
So, Unison, do you need me down there?
We've got one of theirs essentially incapacitated. They've got one of ours incapacitated. I can probably get a copy to heal. I can probably handle the guy that I'm fighting. I can probably handle Sir Garrix after that.
I don't
It's-
like probablys.
It's up to you.
Whoa!
Listen, I know the fastest way you have to get down there, and I know you've said you do not know what you'll run into doing that. I am not going to order you
Holy
to do such a thing.
You can't
Gotta
order me
be
to do
specific.
that. I walk past the coffee and I'm gonna go into the nearest closet or nearest place I can turn off the lights and portal into web world and see what happens. Do I end up in the void of space? We'll find out.
All right, does that require a roll, or do you just do it?
I just do it.
Dum dum.
You appear to be in the void of space. But you're not, like, immediately suffocating. In fact, you seem to be standing on a very large string of web. It stretches down to the planet below you. And then up, way further than you ought to be able to see.
There's some implications here. Not sure I like it.
You can see string. You start moving down, right? But you can also see strings, maybe from other planets, all going up and forming this large web up above you. And it's kind of hazy in the distance. Like I said, you can see it even though it's probably a lot further away than you should be able to see. And you see a spider clinging to it.
How big?
Well, its web is made up of strings attached to multiple planets from different systems. And even at the distance it must be from you, it looks huge.
Does it look like it's looking at me?
Oh, it's with all 8 eyes.
Oh, no, while you're standing on its web, it doesn't, it's not doing anything. Spiders can sit very strange, can sit very still for a very long time.
I'm just gonna keep on climbing.
As soon as you start climbing, it looks over it in your direction.
I stop. I wave.
It shifts around, where it's like more lined up with the string you're on.
Hi. I'm Recluse from Earth. Very small. Not a lot of nutritional value. Been subsisting on spaceship rations for a long time now.
It speaks to you. Give me a will roll.
8.
Okay, you needed to be 9.
Yep.
Did not happen.
So you are stunned for a round. As this thing's presence just sort of bowls you over. Who is this little thing twitching in my web? And of course, you had said recluse, and Earth. It doesn't know Earth, though you smell of mortality. Mortality, though, and some of its descendants. What a curious little thing you are. A curious little mite.
I'm very unimportant, and I'll be out of your way and.
Well, you're stunned right now. Right now, you're just kind of going, You know, if you've ever seen a little kid, you know, you catch them handing the cookie jar, something like that they're not supposed to be doing. And you're like, hey, and they do that little shake and freeze. That's kind of what you're doing right now.
As a parent of a 4-year-old, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Alright, then we jump back down to the planet. And Unison.
There's just five of me speaking at once in front of this lizard. You know what? I'm tired. Tired of this. Everybody's getting a headache now. And I will go ahead and do a solid 3 mental blasts from Night Shift, Impulse, and Novice into the lizard.
Okay. Off the top of your head, do you remember what it is that he has to...
It is a willpower-based attack.
Alright, so you're rolling your will... And I think he rolls his will to resist it as well. I think
Yeah, I'll pull it up real quick just to do a quick double check on the mental blast.
Alright, so you got a 12, 12, and an 8.
Willpower versus willpower.
He got a 10, a 6, and a 6. So all 3 of them succeed.
And it is a blasting mental blast because I don't want to do a killing mental blast.
Yeah, you're not trying to give people aneurysms. You're trying to knock people out.
But it does still function in a blast way where people can be, like, knocked prone or knocked back.
Yeah. Alright, let me see here.
So it'll be all 3 damage and then 1 potential knockback / stun.
And I don't think had he been damaged last time?
I've hurt him with a physical attack and at least 1 mental blast already. Because he tried to attack and I got a counterpunch in.
Yeah, that's right. Because I thought it was odd. We thought it was odd. It seemed a little odd that you managed to damage him, but he doesn't actually have like a whole bunch of protection. Okay, I was using a assembler to keep up with him, and I did not save it, so it didn't save their current stamina. Okay.
A base punch for me would be 4 damage.
Okay.
And then 1 damage from a mental blast because it would go past his armor.
All right. Yeah, and then you just now did 3 to him.
Correct.
All right. All right. So yeah, you are chipping away at him. Yeah, he's in there.
That middle one does have a chance of knocking him down. Yeah, sorry. The mental blast can achieve no more than a moderate success on a slam.
Yeah, you can make them fall prone. It hurts them not bad enough that they fall prone.
Right, but they cannot be sent flying.
But stunning, but it also potentially stun.
It does not say that it cannot achieve a stun.
Okay.
Because it says it as a blasting attack, but it can achieve no more than a moderate success on a slam.
Okay, so that the rest of that works normal. All right, then.
But that would be the power of the ability.
You would roll the power of the ability, and he would roll. I think he would still roll his. Would he still roll his strength? It doesn't really make sense for him to roll his strength for the. Nah, he's gonna roll his will.
Well, I think it would be against strength of ability, correct? So like whatever the ability stat is that does it.
Yeah.
Or is it just like muscling through a headache?
Well, against the slams and the stuns, you do it based on the damage you've taken. So for a physical punch, that equates to the character's strength. But if you were hitting him with like a regular energy blast, it would be the rank of the blast that he's rolling against, because that's the rank of damage you took.
Yeah.
So I think you're rolling a d6 plus 1.
It will be a 7.
All right. He does not fall prone. Roll it again and see if he's stunned. He got a 7.
You got a 6.
All right, so he is not prone or stunned. He's just got a headache. All right, that was 3 of your duplicates.
Yep. And he's not down, so Skywatch will just take a regular old telekinetic blast at him.
Okay. That's coordination.
Finally hits it.
You hit.
That's 6 damage.
All right.
But we'll go through the whatever armor.
Yeah, he got a little bit just for his species.
Yeah.
Everybody in his species got just a little bit of body armor. They're just a little bit sturdier than a people. He's not looking good though. You've got him on the ropes. But now it's his turn.
And Unison, my last character's still invisibility, will also just give him a quick headache. On a 7.
All right. He got a 6. So
one more point of damage.
One more point of damage.
There's an unidentified anger in all of Unison's physical motion in this moment.
Man, you're really not the right one for him to be fighting. I mean, he can hurt you with a punch like he could anybody, but his bite's not going to do much to you. Hang on, let me check. Okay, he does have the awareness. Give me a willpower roll if you would there, Tyler.
Are we doing another roll to see if he discovers which one's which?
And I'm gonna let it be your mental stat. Or your willpower stat for this, since that'd be kind of what the power would tie it into. Oh, and he rolls a 1, so he gets a total of 5.
Which he continues to believe these are separate individual people.
Well, either that, or even if Sarah Garrett or somebody had told him this guy duplicates, he's not sure who's who. You know, eventually he may figure out, okay, the one that's that color is always the real one. So he's going to take a swing at old Impulse there. So that is a... I was wondering why his prowess was so low, but that's because I was looking at the wrong guy. Alright, taking a swing. You need to beat a 10.
I will use that point of determination you gave me earlier in this combat.
Okay.
To give a +2 to that.
Alright.
So I'm going to roll base and then just add the +2
That's fine.
after the number shows. So 15.
That's pretty good.
So that's going to incur a counterpunch.
Yep.
The second one against this guy who said I could not physically fight him.
Alright, and let's see, you do 4 damage with a punch.
Yep.
Alright. He's wobbling a little bit now. You know, he's looking kind of punch drunk. Landshark.
Okay. I think it would be really funny for me to bind this guy. However, because Landshark's coordination's not super high, I think that's burning a lot of determination for a risky move. I am going to just bust the ice that he's got me trapped in.
Okay.
But a strength roll.
That is your strength versus the power level of his ice control. He got a 9. And it looks like you got a 9. That's not the right board. And I want to say a tie on an escape does nothing. Escaping. Failure or marginal success, no effect, you are still held. So you're cracking the ice up, but not enough that it breaks loose yet.
They'll be sitting there struggling, going, "You're kidding me."
The continued nemesis of land shark, water.
In all its forms. Alright, then the family goes. And they scramble up this hill and duck behind this rock to try to avoid the ice guy. Who has noticed them climbing, but isn't really paying any attention to them beyond that.
Which is good.
And then we are back to the top of the order with Sarah Garrix. Alright, so he shot Ray. He saw Ray drop. The fact that Ray, caught himself kind of before he hit the ground. Currently, Ray is probably blocked by this little towery part of the ship. Let's see. He can't see real Unison over here. So he's going to move. He's got leaping of 6. Which puts him at least as fast as a car.
Oh, a leaping of 6 is real good as far as travel goes.
Yeah, I'm just trying to remember where there's the benchmarks.
Because that's like near. I think 6 was like nearly a city. Like
6 is it's a car. It's a car for weight. It's a few miles for distance.
Yeah. I was thinking because I think Rigajig had leaping 4 or 5, and he could go places.
I almost wonder that's more than I meant to give him. Or maybe he was supposed to have the equivalent of 7 league boots. I don't remember. But he jumps to the edge of this thing right here to get a better view. And then he's going to take a shot at real Unison.
Oh, there's like a gap to see inside?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were standing on the... I'm sorry. The way I was looking at it, I was picturing you on top. I forgot. You had stepped back into the doorway.
Unison had stepped back into the shadows and just went, I'm going to politely be ignored now.
That's right. That's right.
Because I know that Sir Garrix's gun can penetrate my armor in one shot. So I just went, I don't want to deal with that.
In that case, he is going to shoot... Novice is the yellow one, isn't he?
Yes.
He'll
the
shoot
one that
Novice.
asked him politely not to shoot anymore.
Well, that's fair. He asked politely. He'll shoot the one in black instead. Ooh, rolled a 1 on the dice, so he only got an 8.
I actually have a shot. Hey!
Oh, I also forgot to factor in his weapon skill, so that should have been a 9, but you beat it regardless. So.
Cool. Night Shift just will quickly look at him. Don't worry, you're next.
But will you be around? Oh wait, no, he wouldn't say that. He knows y'all. He knows it's dupes. He knows he's talking to the same person. Or at least he knows that they're astral projections, even if they're solid astral projections. He didn't make a comment. He just lines up his next shot. All right, the icy guy is going to take a shot with his energy control now. He's just going to blast Landshark with a bolt of cold. Or I guess it's less a bolt of cold and more like he's drawing the heat out of you.
Do I get a dodge for that? Since I'm still bound?
You do definitely still get one, and I don't remember it ever saying that there was a penalty.
Well, it's -2 for reactions, right?
Right. Yeah, okay,
So
yeah.
that's
I was thinking of the dodges as a reaction, but I'm not sure if they're actually referred to as that. So yeah, you can make it, but just at -2.
And so that takes it a... Sorry. Be a D6 plus 2 instead of 4. You got me.
All right, that is 7 points of damage.
But my Shark 9 vulnerability takes care of some of that.
Yes. Yeah, that is affected like normal.
Be like, yep, we're going to be here all day.
All right, then it is Independence Ray's turn.
Okay.
And you saw Saragurix leap over there and take a shot. He never looked in your direction.
Okay. Well, is anyone accompanying the family besides Omnigron?
Well, she's back here trying to catch up with him. Landshark was trying to travel with him, but then he became engaged in the combat.
Right. And there's still one more combatant who's sniping that we don't know where they are yet. Is that correct?
I think Saragurix was the sniper they were talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because he spent all of the fight up to this point just sitting on the highest point he could find, just shooting at different folk. So as far as you know on the battlefield, there's the stun guy over here, the lizard guy who's kind of wobbly, Saragurix up here, and the ice and cold guy down south.
Okay. So I think yeah, I'm gonna try to let's. Oh, I haven't actually dazzled with one yet. Yeah, let me try to dazzle a huntsman.
Okay. Does that still require a coordination roll for him?
I believe so. Yes.
All right. You got a 13.
Oh shoot. Okay. No dice.
Okay. So as you start to brighten up, it's like he glances over, and then just as you're firing, he throws a hand up over his eyes.
And now he knows where I am.
Then it's the stunning guys, the stunned and stunning guy's turn. So this is 2 rounds he's been stunned now. 5 more and he can act. Let's see, then it's Omniglot. She's going to run around this way as to not risk getting between Landshark and his buddy. So she's on the ground, you're up in the air a little bit, but she looks up at you, she runs by Ray. And basically, shouts at you, I'm going to get the family to the ship and make sure the ship's prepped and ready to go, or make sure the shuttle is prepped and ready to go. Because I can't remember, did you take any of the crew down with you?
No.
Okay. I know Ray was doing the piloting. But...
Yeah.
So Omniglot tells you she'll get the family on the shuttle and get the shuttle warmed up.
Very good.
Yeah, she already took out one villain for us.
Okay, Recluse.
Yes, sir.
You're starting to come out of the hubbada phase. And the spider has creeped a little closer. You realize the distance is really weird in this place.
Now, is distance actually weird, or does he want it to be weird? Or the spider, I mean.
You got a vaguely feminine vibe from the voice. As she's moves a little close, like she's not on the main web now. She's on the string you're on, just on the far end of it, creeping a little closer. Who made you? Whose spawn are you?
I was blessed by the crawling gods on Earth. It's a very distant world. I'm not sure if you ever heard. Fate sort of bound me to this reality in any way, and they saw the weakness of my poor mortal form and assisted in making some improvements.
A mortal avatar.
It's a gift from Mother who swarms and Father who swarms and Father who squirms.
Oh, they dwell around Gaia's world. I see.
Yes, Gaia. Yeah, we're on pretty good terms. I try to have Sunday brunch with them every now and then.
I do not recognize the words you're using, but I recognize their friendly tone and the fear they're laced with.
Wow, your form is so vast and incredible. It is a humbling experience to be in your presence.
Fear not, little one. You are too small to be worth devouring.
It's always good to hear that. And certainly too small to be worth swatting away.
When you return to Gaia, give my children my regards. She won't say affection.
And what honorific should what name should I give them? If you'll be so kind as to bequeath it on me.
Your mortal mind cannot comprehend my true name. I am most often known, though, as the Web Mother.
It's a lovely name. Thank you for sharing it with me.
And then she then she kind of scoots back up the web to the main part of the web, and something else somewhere in the universe has caught her attention.
I'm going to take that cue and just keep on crawling down.
You can't help but think about, even after you've stopped looking at it, you can't help but think about the four big eyes that were staring at you. They were somehow blacker than the void of space around them. But you could also see the twinkling of stars in them. This may be something to talk to your therapist about later.
It's gonna be a little bit of quiet sobbing on the way down. The fun thing about Web World is I'm bigger and stronger than most things there, but there's still bigger and much nastier things there than me. And the crawling gods are very much sink or swim kind of pals.
Alright, but you scurry down, and the surface of the planet is approaching you much faster than you feel like you're actually crawling. As though whatever sort of webs the web mother has weaved, it's like it's like it's not sticky to the touch. It's not like this is a web to capture something. This is a web to travel along, and you travel quickly. So you arrive and step out of the shadows right behind Unison.
Unison's still invisible, right?
No, I'm just standing in shadows, watching my copies fight. Like if you can see me, if you can see me, you can probably see the lizard past me.
Unison, I saw something big and scary and kind of hot. I don't know. I'm still unpacking that. I'm scared.
Okay, bring it in. Bring it in. Don't drool on the armor. I know how much it melts, but bring it in.
Anyway, who do I punch? I need to work out some feelings.
I'm about to knock out the lizard. Pretty boy over there is still stunned for a while because Omniglot is Omniglot. And Sir Garrix is above us. If you just want to like swing out and over and crack his jaw in half, I'll be happy.
Oh yeah, I can kick that nerd's ass, no problem.
Thanks,
pat
Buck.
Unison on the back.
Also, you totally disobeyed. Well, you didn't disobey me, but you totally didn't heed any of my advice. And how did that go?
I don't know. Still unpacking it. I'm here though.
We can talk about this later. You're okay.
Don't feel bad. Unison's on a roll.
Alright, yeah. If I still have any movement, I'm just gonna go up to where Sarah Garrick is.
No, getting to the surface of the planet was probably pretty much your round.
Okay. Totally fair.
Unison, you're up.
Unison will headache the lizard.
How many Unisons are head-aching blizzards?
No, base.
Oh, gotcha.
Inside
Main
headache.
you, gotcha. Alright, so this is for here. He has a will of 4.
That's one more tick off of him.
That's one more tick off of him. He's just sort of staggering now. He's still up, though.
Alright. Skywatch will do it.
He got a 7. You got a 9. And he finally goes down.
Ooh.
And that means 3 people are now turning arms towards Sir Garrix. Novice will take the first shot.
Alrighty.
I don't expect it to go super well.
Oh, he's got athletics. That helps him dodge ranged attacks, doesn't it?
If he also has super speed, yeah.
Does it require super speed?
It requires super speed to throw bullets back.
Oh yeah. He's not trying.
As far as base dodging, I don't recall.
Yeah, I think athletics is the one because martial arts helps you with prowess, but it's athletics that helps you with ranged. All right, so he got a 10.
I had a 12.
All right, so that hits. How much damage does it do?
Does 6 damage.
All right, he takes it.
Do I see it actually hitting?
Oh, it hits him. It has definitely injured him.
Alright.
He's tougher than a normal person, but he's not exactly heavily armored.
Impulse will also fire another shot. Just to kind of get a baseline of how hard it is to actually hit him.
You got a 14.
So I see him get hit and then easily dodge the next one.
Right.
Okay. Well, he already knows I'm a mentalist, quote unquote. So yeah, Night Shift will do attempt to headache him.
All right. Give me a roll.
A 10.
Oh, I see. Ooh, he got a 4.
Oh, buddy. Okay, well,
So that's 1 that he takes.
So, a 3 on the slam and a 2 on the stun. This is almost never going to functionally work for me on a 1 damage ability.
All right, he's rolling his will versus this. So a 7 and a 4. So yeah, he's not stunned or slammed or not.
He took damage though.
Yes, he took the point of damage.
Cool. And that was everything I can fire off.
Okay. Lizard guy is out. I'm going to go ahead and just delete his token. Get him out of the order. Then we come back to Landshark.
Okay, I'm gonna try and break the bind again, the ice bind.
Okay. That's going to be a 6 for him. So a total of 12.
Good Lord.
Max roll. That was a max roll for him.
I mean, he should not be able to hold me, but by God, he is.
The dice gods are fickle.
But they are not in my favor today. That's how it rolls.
Alright, and the family continues. The family more or less gets off the map at this point. And y'all's shuttle was just a little south of the edge of the map, so. They at least seem to be out of harm's way at this point. How frustrated is Landshark getting?
I think he's very frustrated. He's frustrated at Unison. He's frustrated at the ice. He should be able to clobber this ice guy, but he has not been able to lay a hand on him yet. And he knows he should be able to break these frozen water binds.
So, Landshark doesn't notice this. Ray may not notice this. He's up in the air. Well, I take that back because he's staring at somebody on the building. Pardon?
Oh, oh no, you're fine. You're fine.
Okay. Oh, I was picturing it as you'd recovered before you actually hit the ground.
Okay,
But,
gotcha.
I mean, but you could be standing on the ground if you wanted to. That's not. The ground is starting to shake a little bit. Not like a full-fledged, earthquake exactly, or what you think of as a full-fledged earthquake. But it is definitely the ground is definitely noticeably shuddering. And then it's Sarah Girax's turn. Let's see. They have not had any encounter. I don't think Landshark used any of his Earth power.
No.
While they were on the homeworld.
I
wanted to, but
oh, I thought you messed up a statue for some reason.
I might have.
But did he do that with his Earth power, or did he do that with his raw physical strength? And were there any witnesses?
Oh, is this the shark statue we left in the mining belt?
No. When we were escaping originally, I thought he had pulled up a piece of rock and thrown it at something.
Oh.
You know, he may have. He may
While
have.
we were being chased.
Sky car thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you are right. And as long as there was a witness to it, Sir Girax would have done his research on y'all. So, as soon as the ground starts shaking, he looks over at Landshark, who is clearly frustrated, still slapping at that ice. And he sort of disregards the unison for a minute, turns around and tries to take a shot at Landshark.
Oh, I didn't realize he'd help us.
Oh, I don't think he wants an earthquake any more than we do.
That's great, because an earthquake would suck for us.
It'd be bad for everybody here.
No. You got a massive success.
Oh.
If that 12 was him.
That 12 was him. Alright, so you take 7 points of damage.
Minus my shark.
Minus your invulnerability, yes. This is not any kind of mental attack. He's doing a blasting attack. He came with a non-lethal armaments because, they want to take Ray alive. They may not want to keep him that way for very long, but they want to take him that way.
Listen, the Blendertron 9000 is a perfectly safe medical device.
Alright, so... And then that triggers a slam and a stun. So let's roll for the slam. Roll your strength versus the strength of his weapon. So, ooh, he rolled crap. So he got a 9. Alright, you're not, yeah, we do slam first. So you're not slammed. Now roll again for your stun.
Still strength?
Yes, still strength. It's basically 2 of the same roll for 2 different effects. And he rolled the same number. So he got a 9 again, and you got a 10. So he was probably aiming for the back of your head, but he wound up getting you in like the shoulder or something. Then it is the ice guy's turn. And he is going to try to increase the ice so that you're fully, full hold instead of a partial hold.
Okay.
So that's coordination versus coordination.
Is it a penalty?
I know we had that whole discussion, but now I'm still sitting here thinking it may be over the reaction you don't. We'll say no in this case. I'll remind me when we finish up, and I will look it up to double check.
I know if you have a partial hold in wrestling, it does not make the continued wrestling easier.
Okay. Yeah, it may just be active actions and not your reactions.
Oh.
Like I said, I'll try to remember to double check once we're done.
So looks like we tied.
All right. That's ties are. Oh wait, ties are a partial hold.
So it's a partial hold and a partial hold.
No.
Two
A
partials make a.
Two partials makes a whole, but with a marginal. Trying to remember how this works. A marginal puts you in a partial hold, but only at like half. The material strength of the thing is only halved, or it's only half what it would normally be. So we're gonna say it does nothing as far as increasing. Basically, a little more ice grows around you, but it's flimsy compared to what was already there. Where if he hit you with that by itself, you'd be in a partial hold, but the strength of the ice would only be half what it would normally be.
Yeah. I'm just strictly looking at wrestling for this. Is that what you're also doing?
Well, the snare, the snare hold, partial hold things also function like the wrestling, except for the whole half.
Okay. Yeah.
Half strength.
2
on
moderates
ties.
make a complete hold, and it's just +2 difficulty on actions.
Okay. All right, so he didn't really accomplish anything with that. You're not really any more stuck than you were. Independence Ray.
All right, I'm going to fly over and note, presumably fly over and try to blast at the ice.
At the ice guy. All right.
Or here, let me ask this. Yeah, would I be better? Oh no, I want to blast at the ice, but I want to try to free Bruce. Would I be best off aiding in his next attempt to free himself, or should I just take a shot on my own to destroy the ice? What's the best way to? What do you think is the best way to figure that out?
If you help him, you give him a +2. If you do it, if you just shoot at it yourself to destroy it, then if you succeed, he gets his action next round to do something. Because even if you help him and he succeeds, that's still his action for that round.
Okay. Yeah, let me just go ahead and try to blast the ice on my own.
All right. The ice can't dodge or anything, so I'm going to say you don't have any trouble hitting it. So just roll me a d6 plus the damage of your blast, and I will roll its material strength. Let's see, element of control, yeah.
Oh, dang, that is tough ice.
The dice love the ice.
Yeah, I guess so.
So that's a tie. So, I'm going to say you weaken it to the point that it will be at half strength on his next attempt. So you didn't break him loose, but you've weakened the ice enough that he should have an easier time breaking out of it.
Right on.
All right, then it is the stunning dude. This is now his 4th round out. 3 more rounds, and then he can act. Omnigot goes climbing up the hill. And then she starts jabbering at the ice guy. Ray and Bruce are close enough to hear a little bit of it. And you know, one of the strings of conversation is like just rapid fire questions about the culture of his people. But then there's like this whole other string of thought about, basically, are you guys in some way related to like the gods of Irish mythology? And she starts like rattling their names and stuff off. And there's at least 2 or 3 other streams of thought that she's throwing into this conversation. But the 2 of you know well enough to stop paying attention before you get drug into it as well. So Taylor, if you would give me a roll for Omniglot. Was it a +6 or a +7?
A 5
that she rolled with
on the die.
All right, so that's a total of an 11 for her. And then he needs to roll his wheel. All right, he is stunned for a round. As he sits there, what? Huh? Well, Recluse, you're up.
I am gonna scuttle right up the up the debris along the top and straight up to what's his name? The Huntsman. I'm sorry.
Sirgarex.
Sarah Garrett.
So yeah.
Gonna
So out the door and then across the top. So you're now on the top. Now you are now on the top of that piece of the ship.
Hi.
Greetings, touched one.
Oh, you sound exhausted. Am I frustrating?
I didn't even realize you were on the planet.
I crawled down here. Don't worry about it. And I'm going to try and grapple him.
All right.
That is a prowess roll.
I'm sorry. What'd you say?
That's a prowess roll, correct?
Believe so. Yes.
And
Or
my
wait,
martial
is it
arts
prowess or
attack-
strength? Let me double check. Jumping, swimming, standing.
When you want to grab and restrain an opponent, roll a test of prowess against a difficulty of the greater of the target's prowess or coordination.
Oh, thank goodness.
I still have the page for wrestling
Yep.
pulled
Yep.
up.
All right. Good, because his prowess is horrible, but his coordination is quite
His
good.
coordination's real good.
So coordination for him. Oh, but he rolled a 1 on the dice, so that means he only got an 8.
And I got an 11.
So that's by 3, so you got him in a full hold. So you snatch him in a bear hug or whatever, you know, the energy bow coming out of his wrist things, you know, goes away because he's not focused on it now.
Oh, so you didn't web him? You just.
Yep, just straight up grappled him.
Hang on. All right.
And a spider hug.
8 arms to hold you. Mm-hmm.
I might pick up extra arms if I get enough achievements built up.
So he's yelling at you to unhand him.
Ah, but I just got here. Why do you want to go, huh? Give him a tight little squeeze, shake him a little bit,
All right, jumped up, mortal
pick him up off
scum.
his feet. What'd he say?
Jumped up. He referred to you as jumped up, mortal scum.
Oh.
Oh,
That's harsh. That's just rude.
buddy, that isn't even in the top 10 insults that I've heard. It's almost precious. I should give you a little lollipop. And I don't think I'm able to throw him this turn, even with multi-attack, right? Or fast attack, excuse me.
Well, no, you've got multi. If you didn't use your multi attack to help grab him, and I don't think you did.
All right.
Yeah, you have another attack, so you could just sit there and just squeeze him, or you could chunk him at somebody.
You can squeeze him, throw him, give him a kiss.
I think this turn I'm just gonna squeeze him until I hear something pop.
All right.
Oh,
So you apply damage to him. What's your strength?
8.
All right, so that's 8. Yeah, you definitely hear stuff popping.
Oh.
He's like, "Argh!" But he doesn't quite pass out. It's like his eyes get wide. You can kind of see his eyes dilate a little bit, but he maintains consciousness. And not pop like breaking bones, but like, you know, like his back definitely popped good when you were. Maybe a creak you hear in his ribs.
That's
Just
fine. We'll
stay
see what
in
happens
my-
next turn.
Unison, you're up.
Pop on communication to Omniglot. How much longer does Pretty Boy have before he gets out of this?
A few seconds, I think.
Okay. I'll turn attention to him. Night shift. I don't recall what's going to be best to do to this one. But he's stunned, so he doesn't have great reactions, period.
He can still make his reactions. He just can't take any actual action. I think he can still move, maybe. He just can't actively do something. He basically loses his turn, but he still makes his defensive rolls like normal.
Okay, like normal?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I will go ahead and try a telekinetic blast on him.
All right.
Got an 8.
Got a 10.
Okay, not an impossible to achieve number. Impulse will go ahead and just try to physically punch him.
Okay.
On an 11.
I assume you mean blast him. He got a 12. Max roll, though.
Man, this guy has really good coordination and prowess. Okay.
Wait, who's punching him?
Impulse, Red, who's right next to him.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were shooting at the ice guy way over here.
No, pretty boy.
I'm sorry. The ice guy had just gotten stunned, so when you're talking about stunned, I immediately
I understand the
defaulted to him.
confusion. Do we need to reroll both those then? Because he would have different, or
let me check.
add a different number onto the end.
Givra has got a 6 coordination, and Hearn the Stunning has a 6 coordination.
Okay, so that's the
so
same.
No, because it was these two, it happens to work out the same.
All right, and then on the physical punch, to prowess.
This guy's prowess is a 7.
Okay, so even better. Okay, this guy is just really good in combat.
Yeah, he is.
All right. Then Skywatch, Unison, and Night Shift, the 3 that are left, will just headache him. Just bang, bang, bang.
He ignores the first one. He fails the second one, even with a max roll. And he beats the third one.
Alright.
So he takes
one
point of damage. And I don't think he had been damaged till this point.
No, it was purely stunning stuff.
Okay.
And I will look towards Recluse and Sarah and just nod my head, hoping that Sarah can see.
Which one of you is looking at him?
Night Shift. He's probably not paying attention to us.
No, he's very taken up by the...
Yeah.
Oh, did we lose Mike? No, he's back.
I'm back.
All right, Land Shark.
Okay, I'm going to take a deep breath. It's like, I'm a shark. I'm better than this. And I'm going to, once again, try to bust the ice.
All right. He's got to remind himself, sharks swim around in the Arctic all the time. Ice is not a problem. Yeah. All right, and his elemental control is 6, but this is because of Ray blasting it. This is at half strength.
Well, this time I got a respectable roll, too. I got max.
So you got a 14, it got a 6. This time you bring both fists down on it, and when you hit it, that ice just shatters. Little shards go flying everywhere.
Nice.
Oh, I'm ready to go just clobber this guy.
All right, see, the family had already left. Recluse. Sarah Gorax is going to try to escape.
Bless his little cotton socks.
And escaping Oh, I thought escaping was the right word for it. What is this? All right, character in a hole can attempt to escape with a prowess or strength test in their panel. Well, his prowess is garbage, but his strength is pretty decent, so he's rolling his strength.
And I resist with my strength.
Yes, you roll with your strength.
Alright.
He got a 12.
I'm gonna burn a determination point, tapping Blessed by the Crawling Gods, give myself +2.
Okay. Alright, you beat it. He is still trapped. Ice Dude is up, and this is the round he is stunned, I believe. So he's not doing anything. Independence Ray.
All right, I'll go ahead and I don't want to see my buddy re-encase the ice. So even though I know he was only stunned for a page, right? By Omniglot.
Yes. He looks like he's shaking his head off and just not paying attention to Omniglot at this point. It's like he's literally kind of holding his hand up to her, like talking to the hand.
I will go ahead and... No. I'll try to blast him right now. Just
all right.
Hopefully get him down. Roll the 10.
All right, you got a 10. He got a 9, so you hit him.
8 damage.
Okay. That is 8 damage minus his protection. Well, you took him from undamaged to the halfway point in one lick.
Nice.
He is not as durable as the brawlers out there on the field.
Yo, that's why I'm just waiting for a chance to punch him.
I'm picturing the old martial artist in One Punch Man. When they're doing this weird little contest thing where you get to whack the other guy on the head with like this toy hammer. But he's always too quick for One Punch Man to win the chance to try to swing at him. The one time he does, he goes in the slow motion. He has to roll out of the way as One Punch Man is like taking out the floor.
It's a fantastic bit.
Still got to get into that show.
The first season is really, really good, and the second season is fine. The art took a step down because they had to change studios. I don't think they've done a third season yet.
It's in production.
Okay.
Really? It's only 2 seasons? Okay.
So far.
I forget how new that show is. Just because it's gotten so much attention. I just assumed it was.
It's been a few years, but like the first studio was doing too much other stuff, so they couldn't do season 2, and people crapped on season 2 so bad because the art wasn't quite as good. That they've now decided they're just going to wait. They were just going to wait for season 3 until that original studio could do it. So
okay.
I think it came out around over here at least. I think it came out around the same time as the My Hero Academia. But Academia has got like multiple. It's gotten several more seasons.
Another show I need to get into.
Yeah, that's one I need to catch up on. I watched the first 2 or 3 seasons. All right, so that was Independence. The stunning guy is still stunned, but this is now the 5th round he's been stunned, so he's got 2 more rounds of stunned. Omniglot is going to leave y'all to it, and she runs off the map to get to the ship and make sure that it is ready to take off as soon as y'all get on board. Recluse, what are you going to do to this old man that you're holding?
Just give him a tender embrace and, try and work out that kink in his back.
Alright, so you can apply damage to... Since he's still in the hold, you can apply damage to him, I think, without rolling anything else.
Yep.
And he goes unconscious.
Whoa!
Alright, what are the rules for breaking someone's neck?
What are the rules for what?
Murder. Zach's superhero wants to know what the rules are for murder.
I love this.
Murder.
Listen.
I mean,
Unison's
it's
all
not
for
murder if it's
this.
in outer space.
We just got
Not
out of
murder if it's
intergalactic
in another
war.
planet.
I'm still edgy.
Yeah, right. Yeah, no.
We are being pursued by an intergalactic tyrant. If I can take out one of what seems to be one of his key players, I'm gonna fucking do it. This ain't taking out Bankbuster Bob. This guy's has absolutely committed atrocities.
What atrocity has he committed? Name one.
I don't
Attempted
know. How
slavery
about I
of
go
me.
back to the palace and take photos of his various hunts on the wall?
You're making I'm just saying. I'm just pointing out you're making a lot of assumptions.
But for real, like GM veto on me breaking his neck, I'm fine with that.
It seems out of character for Recluse to be quite that murderous. I've knocked the guy out. Now I'm just going to kill him while he's unconscious.
He's also, he's also a little edgy. He's just come up against the, web mother. I mean, that might make maybe some of that. Maybe he's a little unnerved by his minuscule, by being reminded of his minuscule place in the universe and how insignificant mortals really are.
So I need to make myself feel big by killing somebody that's helpless.
Oh no, Recluse is fine with his small place in the universe. It's just he doesn't like being around things that could swallow him.
So, I don't know, maybe uncharacteristic, but.
But yeah, no, it is up to Recluse though.
Do we hear the?
All right, I'm gonna put it the group. Does Recluse try to break this old man's neck?
Are you saying it on the communicators?
I am set. This is Zach. This is Zach asking Taylor, Mike, and Curtis.
We're having a Raiders conference.
As a player,
I think it would be interesting because it might.
I'm fine with it. As far as Recluse and Unison know each other, Recluse knows Unison has plans on how to kill the Primus if the Primus is ever mind controlled. Like, Unison's like, I don't ever want to murder someone, but I know that at some point I may have to. That's what you know about Unison, is that he knows that someday he might have to do bad things.
I remember Unison had an entire plan to kill two people and make it look like self-defense in the first season. Which technically it would have been. Like, it was legally clear.
Yeah, Unison was all about, like, there are times when murder is allowed. Because that's part of the having a legal degree for his alter ego.
So, Mike, Curtis,
As a player, I am very interested. As a player, I'm very interested in on how Lord of Nordu would escalate from our escalation. And honestly, as a character, I don't know. I feel like I think given the threat that he has posed to me personally and to my co-pilot, and the prospect of never getting to see my fiance again, I would not. It would not raise a hackle with me. With Ray.
and Curtis.
It would be shocking to my character, but we all know that the Huntsman's just going to return as a cyborg if you do this.
That's a good point.
All right.
All right. So what does Recluse do? The old man is gone unconscious in your arms. He looks so peaceful when he's asleep.
Oh, there we go.
All right. Does an 11 do it?
Sure. You hear a snap. I mean, he'd already gone limp, so he doesn't go any limper, but now his head lolls over to the side weirdly.
And I just let him drop off the side of the ship.
Plump.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, dropped him right in front of his son, you sick son of a...
Son? What?
These people are related.
Yeah,
Pretty boy was the son.
yeah. The pretty boy referred to him
Oh,
as
how
father
did I
at
mi-
one point.
Oh, he meant literal father. Okay.
I totally missed over that last session, but Jason explained it at the beginning of our session.
Yeah, you know what? It wouldn't have changed my vote.
All right, Unison. The huntsman's body drops to the ground. Thump.
On the communicator, Omniglot, I'm going to need to know if this ship has a black box for recording things. If the people on board are able to say so. Communicator to Recluse. Hey, champ. You know I don't completely disagree with you with what you just did, but also, he's just called people mortals for like 30 minutes. You know he's immortal, right? And then I'm going to proceed to headache Pretty Boy 5 times.
All right, give me the rolls against Pretty Boy.
You hear Bruce going, "Damn, spiders are savage."
Hold on, my
That's
roll
coming
20.
from the shark.
My roll 20 has become weird. Give me a moment.
Stop being weird in World 20.
Yeah, I had to log out and relaunch the game. I apologize.
Okay, that's wrong. Little technical stuff's gonna crop up. By our standards, this is a very mild technical glitch.
Yeah, it took me half the session to glitch
All right.
out.
And a 1, and a 2, and a 3.
All right. I thought you said you were doing it 5 times.
Yeah, I was also scrolling down to get the chat back to where it was.
Oh, okay.
Good lord, it's a lot of minimum rolls.
All right. Well, I had rolled the 5, so that goes up against the 10. So that's one massive success. Now to roll the rest of them. This is all right. This one is to go up against your 7. He beats it. To go up against the 11. He does not beat it. He beats the 7, and then he does not beat a 7.
Okay, so 3 damage total. And then a potential slam stun.
Mm-hmm.
And then a potential slam.
All right, so that's got his health. Or his all right, so that's his stamina's down to 8. And then roll your d6 plus 1 for the potential slam.
It's a 3.
Well, he's got a 4 willpower, so he's going to beat that regardless.
A 2 on the stun and a 5 on the other slam. So none of them are going to function.
Nope. You did the damage to him, and that got no problem.
That's basically never going to work, but because there's the slimmest margin of a max roll to a min roll.
Yeah, if they have a low enough wheel and roll poorly.
Yeah.
All right, was that it for you? Yeah, you did all 5 of your guys. Land Shark, you are free.
I am gonna walk up and punch. I can't say his name. The ice guy.
Givra.
Givra, right?
Well, it's more like give, and then there's the pause, and then ra.
Okay.
Well, see, that's why I can't say it.
Just put GEEV -RA.
Givra.
Would it help if I told you how to actually spell his name?
It just makes me want to say Givra is a space monster.
It does kind of sound like that.
Yeah, for the notes, I would appreciate a spelling.
Well, I mean,
GEIMHREADH. Givra. I asked the Celts. I have no idea. I literally had to put the pronunciation guide behind his name so I'd know how to say it.
If you'd like it, we could also say the ice monster from Planet X.
There we go. I got a 9.
All right. Oh, yeah, so you charged up to him. I'm almost picturing as Landshark runs up to him and starts running up the little hill, that the little cliffside there, or the pit. I'm almost picturing the wall just turning to stairs for him as it runs up. Like he's not even thinking about it. It's just up.
That would be awesome.
All right, and then a 9. He's got to beat a 9. He
Watch
is
him
not a
do it.
he is not a brawler. He has a 4 prowess.
Yeah, but I didn't roll great.
Minimum roll. Oh wait, excuse me. He should have had a 5 there because he does have the martial arts skill. So that would make that a 6 though. So you still got a major success on him. So how much damage do you do?
8.
All right, 8 minus 3. He had 5 left. You still managed to do 5 to him. And just for funsies, roll your strength, and I'll roll his, and we'll see if you slammed him. So yeah, you run up and you just clock him, and he just shoots off.
Mm-hmm.
He goes flying off the distance. You hear the slight funk as he hits the side of the ship, and then land. Then a heap on the ground.
Well done.
The rest of you notice the little earth shivering has stopped.
Phew.
Landshark is no longer upset. Or frustrated, at least. Alright. Let's see. Then it's the family who's off the map. Then it's Sarah Garrix, who is out of commission. Then it's the ice guy, who's out of commission. And then it's Independence Ray again.
Okay, so now we're left with Ahern in the morning. Is that correct?
Yep, Ahern the Stunning is all that's left. And he's still stunned for a couple of rounds.
I heard the stunning is stunned.
Oh, well, in that case, I say we just clear out. All right, tactical withdrawal. This fight's over. We'll leave Ahern to recover and scream at the heavens. Father. Yeah. I say we bug out.
All right, so Ray gives the order to bug out. Is anybody going to disobey that order?
Nope.
I want one more punch on the ice guy to knock him out.
He's already knocked out.
Oh, is he?
I thought
I thought he still had like 5.
No. He had 5 left, and then you punched him for like 8.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
And when I subtracted the 3 damage reduction he's got, that was the 5 he had. Yeah. We just rolled the slam for funsies.
I am going to bind him in Earth just for funsies.
The earth just forms around him. Now he looks like he's stuck inside a tiny volcano.
Yep.
All right, so y'all all make y'all's way onto your shuttle without any issue.
I would like to make a very sad movement.
All right, what's that?
Since this stunning guy is stunned but not completely unconscious, Impulse would like to grab him and fly straight up.
Okay, well, he still gets his resistances, so...
Okay.
Give me a roll to grab him.
It'll just be a straight prowess for me, which probably means it's not going to function. Oh my goodness.
He rolled minimum, so it does.
Could've
Nope,
rolled
he has an
together.
8 on a minimum.
Yeah, it's pretty stout. So just grab him and fly straight up so he doesn't see his father.
Okay.
And the rest of the copies are going to position themselves at the unconscious opponents. Actual Unison, will be leaving. The copies are all staying next to the unconscious people.
So if they start to twitch or something, they can blast him.
Yep.
What do you do
Then
with
I
a
also
Hearn?
need-
You fly straight up. What do you do with a Hearn when you get him up there?
I'm going to hold him till he wakes up and then start asking questions. Presumably the drop will hurt. So...
Oh wow.
That's the insurance. If you get out, you're still gonna fall.
All right, so y'all load up in the shuttle without any issue. Ray, by the time you get in there, Omniglot is already in the cockpit. She's got everything fired up.
Oh, very good.
You know, you just got to wait for everybody else to get on board and raise the gangplank.
All right. Well, when everyone's on board, I will raise the gangplank.
All right, you take off.
Take off.
By the time you're taking off, you know, everybody's getting strapped into their seats. You know, so that's about the same time that a Hearn is kind of coming out of it. Oh, what did that woman do to me?
Her best.
I thought regular women were talkative, but goodness. And then he kind of looks around. Why are you holding me here?
I needed to ask some questions about your people.
Well, I
You
suppose
lost,
now.
by the way.
Well, I suppose now that we're, you know, now that the fighting is clearly over, I suppose we could converse and we could have simply a nice conversation. And he starts talking to you in a very smooth, soothing tone of voice.
Do I need to make a roll?
Yes. So does he, though. So he rolls his. This is stunning versus will. Yeah, give me a will roll. Ooh, he rolled a 7. That's not very good.
Does my mental resistance add function into this?
Let me check the stunning power. When you pick stun, I know you pick it to either function against will or strength, depending on what kind of stun it is. But I don't think the mental defense does, because it's not like it's a psychic attack. This is more of a super charisma sort of thing. But we'll see what stun says. Stunning. It does not say anything about the mental defense working.
Okay, so it's just willpower.
Yep.
All right.
And he got a 7, so 7's the number to beat.
12.
Okay. It's not having an effect on you.
So, you call us mortals. I'm just gonna ignore the fact you're trying to do fancy things to me. Sorry about that. You call us mortals.
Oh no, I'm not trying anything. It's just an effect I have on people. He smiles really big at you.
Literally have to deal with the secret society of mentalists. It's all right. I know you're trying things. Now, when it comes to you calling us mortals, is that because you are unkillable or unaging?
We are extremely long-lived and extremely hard to kill.
Not that hard.
In the event that one of you dies, can you be brought back?
Well, true death is true death. What you would think of as us being dead might not be us being dead. Why do you ask?
No reason.
One of my members got overzealous and broke your father's spine pretty bad.
Oh.
I kind of want to know if we can fix him or not, because this has gone a little beyond what we normally do.
We need to move quickly then.
Understood. I would like to note that this is simply for the protection of our friend. We did not mean to harm him to that extent. We just want to stop being hunted.
Take me to my father.
Understood.
your friend's motives for doing what he did are irrelevant. If
Yeah.
my father is actually dead, I will hunt him to the edges of this galaxy.
Yeah, that's what I expected. Fly him down, let him look at his dad.
So yeah, you get down there. He seems pretty distraught. He gathers his father up. Hits some kind of communication thing on his belt and asks for an emergency gateway. And he's kind of mean mugging at you while he waits for the gateway.
Will he survive?
If he has not suffered brain death yet, he will survive. We can fix anything, pretty much anything short of that. If we can get him to medical facilities quickly enough.
Understood.
Do you wait with him while?
May
Okay.
one of us follow along with to see if he survives or not.
Give me a willpower roll. See if you can talk him into that. I mean, see if. Well, he rolled a 5. So.
10.
Yeah, it's fine. He didn't care if you follow or not.
Yeah, it's more or less like, hey, want to give an apologies. We
I
understand what you. Were
I also
doing.
just want to throw this out here for you. You know, Unison's got healing powers, doesn't he?
Oh, yeah, he does.
I mean, I didn't know if you were like just not using that on purpose. I wasn't sure what the thought process here was.
The thought process was trying to keep things even keeled. If they didn't have a way to immediately like start doing nonsense, I was tempted to commit 4 more murders. But even Unison's like, these guys are technically not the person I need to murder. Like, these are just people following orders. But yeah, I will go ahead and pump like a point into Sarah Garrick's to keep him alive.
Okay. His son doesn't notice it, but you notice Garrick's head kind of rotates around in more of a proper alignment. He doesn't wake up or anything, but
Interesting.
Well, I mean, like, I'll let him know what I'm doing. I'll let the son know what I'm
okay.
doing. I have some ability to heal. Let me see if I can keep him going for you.
Yeah.
And put
Yeah, like I
that
said,
on.
his head rotates back around as the neck heals. Enough that he's in one piece. He starts breathing noticeably again. If fairly weakly.
All right.
And a little bit later, that kind of ripple in space, and then it's like reality just sort of opens up. You've seen the kind of gateways they use.
Yeah, just I would like to follow along and maybe discuss some ground rules so we don't get too crazy with this a second time. Because frankly, if you bring this to Earth, it will go very poorly for you.
It's like he wants to pop wise to you, but he did just tangle with a team of you, and it did not go well for them.
There is a ranking system on Earth of heroes. I barely scraped the top 100.
Really? Top 100?
Unison's read Muscle's manual for manhandling heroes.
Unison's probably not even referenced in it.
I've been trying to get into Who's Who for years.
But he keeps getting beat out by the platypus.
Yeah.
All right, but when that ripple opens up, he steps on. It's clearly the Isle of Glass. You see a Nordu's palace. It's on the palace grounds. The palace is just a little ways back. There's like a trauma team waiting on him. They immediately put his dad on this weird kind of floating stretcher with, various medical equipment attached to it and start floating him off.
The rest of the copies will be pulling in the other injured to the portal just to save time.
Okay, then you just pull all the unconscious guys in there and dump them. Ahern is looking around, and you see this like realization, this kind of oh crap, as he realizes I'm the only one awake. I'm the one that's going to have to make the report. Oh.
Would you
Have
like
fun
my
with that, pretty
copies
boy.
to make the report? I can walk up and say it for you and take the first couple blows with copies.
No, that would only deepen his shame if he tries to hide from it.
Understood. Should only one copy of me go forward, or does it matter the number?
Just the one, so it doesn't appear aggressive.
All right, night shift will follow.
All right. The ripple closes. Presumably, your other copies step back through. The rest of you are getting back to the ship without incident. The family you rescued is very thankful.
Did they have a ship in orbit?
No.
No, their ship's on the ground.
Yeah. The family ship's it's what the wreck that y'all are fighting around.
Right, but I meant the Huntsman ship. Does he have a ship?
You haven't seen one.
They, by all appearances, portaled in and out. Though I guess I'll go ahead and ask while I'm here. And have a winning willpower roll.
I'll give you a willpower. See how talkative you can keep this guy.
10.
You got an 8. He's actually got a quality that would work against him if it got tapped too. So, if you ask him about the ship, they gated it away after they had gotten the other ship though.
I'm assuming that's kind of the traditional way: is you gate, pull the ship, landing party exits, the ship is then gated back for protective reasons.
If we think that's necessary. In this case, we didn't want to scare you off.
Completely understandable.
So,
I was just, if they had one...
We baited the trap and then sent the ship home. Well, not home, but like the next system over or whatever.
But I'll let the team know, there's not going to be a ship for these people to go on. We're going to have to ferry them somewhere. I'm also letting you guys know, unless I committed 4 more murders, Sarah Garrix was going to survive this.
Well, it was up in the air. It would depend on how long it took them to wake up and realize something was going on.
Well, I mean...
Well, to be fair, the sun was about to wake up and he'd been standing
there
next to him, so
you're
you're right.
3 more seconds, so
you're probably
either
right.
I commit 4 murders or...
Well, maybe they'll learn not to use children as bait.
That's why I'm having a copy go in to attempt to discuss some ground rules. Maybe get like a yearly hunt, and that's it. Because these people are basically immortal. They've got all the time in the world to hunt.
That sounds like a wise move. Well done.
Hey, yeah. That's why I was originally put in charge of this ship. It's because I'm very duplicitous. And we were going into an intergalactic war where we needed to be duplicitous. And then I stopped for a minute. I swear I'm using that word right. Omnigot, please tell me I'm using that word right.
Duplicitous? Yeah, very close enough.
Yeah, deceitful double dealing. Yes, okay.
I got some 5-hour energy in my bunk if you want someone to get back.
I'm fairly sure that stopped working on me a while ago.
God, I'm so sorry.
It's only 3 more weeks. of very strange pseudo sleep.
Well, 3 more weeks if he flew straight home, but you got to do something with his family.
True.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to tell the people on Earth that eventually I'm gonna not be able to hold it any longer. Man,
Could you
everybody.
rephrase that?
Yeah, he's gonna have to sleep at some point.
What?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Recluse. I didn't realize it sounded like I had to go to the bathroom. I'm sorry. No, you didn't deserve that. You saw something scary in Web World. Are you okay?
Oh, I'm fine.
What scary thing did you see in the Web World? Was it a big spider?
Big spider, bigger than most planets.
That's a big spider.
Pretty sure I saw the source of like all of, and I just gesture broadly at myself. This and all related things.
Oh. Cool.
And she said to pass on her regards to her kids when I get back home.
I mean that sounds less bad than I was afraid of.
You know, existentially terrifying.
So we anything else we need to talk about in this fight? Landshark, Independence Ray, you do both understand fully that Recluse was going for a killing blow on Sarah Garrix. Do we need to unpack that with both of you, or is there an understanding between us?
I would, especially under any I would have checked in on Recluse anyway, but I don't feel like I certainly don't think there's any like disciplinary action necessitated. Does anyone else think otherwise?
No.
I'll also just check in just to make sure he's okay. You know, kind of like how how with don't police officers always have to undergo at least one anytime they kill someone, they have to go to at least one counseling session just to make sure everything's cool.
I believe so. I believe so.
Yeah, it'll be like that'll be my take on the situation.
Oh, you know, Ray, the
You know,
funny thing is, as I was doing it and after I did it, I didn't feel anything. This was just a persistent problem that was hopefully gone.
I mean, first of all, do I know whether or not you killed before?
We just came from intergalactic war.
Okay, never mind.
In the heat of combat, it probably happened during the war, yes.
We weren't really pulling punches in that.
Yep, nope.
Now, prior to that, in his superhero career, I don't think so.
I have maimed at least once before, but
Yeah, you've broken hands and been brutal, but not murderous.
I don't think what we did here would fall under the same restrictions that combat would on planet Earth. I would want to make sure by the time we get back to Earth, we understand that look, we're going back to our real lives. Whatever happened out there, and we don't necessarily take that here. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I agree. Like, I'm not. Next time we run into, I don't know, Skyscraper and Gothic, I'm not going to start pulling off limbs or anything.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, good, because they broke out of jail again.
Are you serious? Oh my god! Are they at least getting different jobs? Because they are bad at the supervillain thing.
They should really just start breaking people out of jail as a business.
They really should. That's what they're good at.
But let's not ever tell them that.
Oh. Is Gothic at least dating someone else?
I don't think they're good for each other.
When she was on video, she was giving eyes to some. Oh wait, did you ever see the Primes? I think we were gone before you got to see the Primes.
Yeah.
Nobody on the ship has seen the Primes. You've told them about them.
Of the Primes.
Yeah,
You knew about them because your copy told you.
I've got a copy on Earth that saw the news. Yeah, she was kind of sort of giving eyes to an undead looking guy on the Primes.
Oh,
Well,
that
who may have
is a thing.
been underage, incidentally.
That's a lot to unpack there.
But that's
But all right, I'm glad we all understand. That, and I also looked at Omniglot. Hey, Omniglot, are your feelings on this?
You look over at Omniglot, and she's got her tablet out, and she's just been looking at each of you as you talk, and she's making notes.
It's like, I understand as well as anybody how you can be pushed too far. I mean, that doesn't make it right.
So Omniglot, you asked Omniglot. I did not see what happened. And I'm certainly not going to judge somebody because it's big super powered throwdown and somebody dies in the fight. That is bound to happen occasionally. You guys have always been good. You've all got good records of keeping that sort of thing to a minimum. Obviously, when we were fighting in the war, that was a war. Different rules. So yeah, if Recluse just hit the guy too hard and he broke, unfortunate. Is that how it went down, Recluse?
Omniglot, I like you way too much to lie to you.
I appreciate
I wanted
that.
to kill him. And I did. I tried to.
I see.
I did.
Do you think that's going to be something that you can really just sit in a box when we get home and not be an issue anymore? Or the first time we run into a particularly vicious villain, is that going to be your go-to?
No, that's not a tool in my toolbox. I'm going to be breaking out every time I run into trouble.
So what made you feel like it was important enough this time?
Everyone's like staring at Recluse when she asks that.
And she is sounding very much like a psychologist as she's saying it. It's like there's not judgment in her voice. She's asking it to make you think about it.
Do you Unison will also lean in slight. Do you believe it's because there is no outstanding power above him to hold him responsible for his actions, therefore you felt you needed to take it? There's no space police to hand him over to.
I guess that might factor in. Like, the guy's the servant of an evil space tyrant who's trying to chase us down to rip apart our friend here. Like, and even if he never managed to do that, and he just went about his merry way, how many more centuries or millennia is he just gonna keep wandering the universe, collecting heads for his boss? How many people had he killed beforehand? Like, this is... I feel no remorse for what I did.
Omniglot's jotting down more notes. So it sounds like you may still be looking at us as on a war footing.
Aren't we?
Are we?
The Huntsman and the Nordu are bad dudes, for sure.
Oh, I have no argument there.
I feel at this point Ray would chime in and say that I've I promised every one of you that I'd get you home, and we're going to get home. Does he say by any means necessary? Maybe words to that effect. Maybe he wouldn't do the direct quote, but basically he's saying that. I just want to express. I'm just trying to have Ray express the fact that we are going to get back to our loved ones, and I don't. And if we have to modify our moral strictures in order to achieve that, then that's just what we're going to have to do. And then when we get home, everything will be fine. We'll return to civilization. That's tomorrow's problem.
Jot.
Yeah, exactly. Sure.
I completely agree with you on the fact of we have to make certain sacrifices to get home. That being said, we are still going to have to admit to the things we've done when we got home and any responsibilities and consequences thereof. But getting home alive is more important than playing nice and dying in space. I would also like to state that for all of your mental sakes, the only reason we went down there is because we thought someone was in trouble and needed help. We went down there to save lives. It was a trap. And we reacted against a trap laid against us by an evil person. We, in our core, we still made the decision to be good people. But we clearly have some jagged edges, and we will continue to have some of those jagged edges even when we return home.
Omniglots. They say war changes people.
Yeah, this would be a good time for Omniglot to ask if we're going to avoid if I'd be willing to leave stranded innocents in need of help in order to get us home.
That's what I'm hoping the night shift back on the glass planet now or the glass island now is going to get some answers to, hopefully.
All right. Speaking of which, let's jump back to the City of Glass. As you and Ahern are being ushered into Lord Anordu's presence. He's sitting on his little throne. Ahern comes in and bows to him.
I will commit to a similar bow.
Okay, well, I say bow. Ahern basically drops to one knee, arm across his chest kind of thing.
I mean, out of a due respect to a, god king, we'll do the same bow.
Okay.
Or double check as we're entering to make sure that do proper respects.
Give me an awareness roll. Beat a 10. Okay.
12.
The one knee thing seems appropriate enough. The hand across the chest thing, that seems to be like a military salute.
Okay. I will.
So
technically, I am my government's super team in an intergalactic war. I am still technically military at this point. But proper bow.
Okay, so you do the bow anyway. By the time y'all look up, Anordu is already has already stood up off his throne. He's looking at Ahern. Where is your father? And Ahern launches into the nature of Sir Gurex's injuries. And then he looks over at you, and why is your phantasm here?
Both to state an apology and a reason for the overstepping.
Your friend is clearly a killer. What is there to explain?
He was in a panic from seeing and I will state the Weaver, the name of the web weaver.
Mother Weaver?
The Mother Weaver.
The web mother.
The web mother.
Like an Earth mother.
The web mother.
Slightly less lost to Potterworth.
In his transit to assist us, he encountered the web mother for a moment and was panicked as he entered the fray.
Anordu actually laughs a little bit. Even the actual crawling gods avoid interacting with her. Your friend is lucky he was too small to even be a nibble.
And Anordu knows about the crawling gods?
They've been around for almost as long as exist. Like, they're the oldest race. They've experimented with a lot of things, and they have banned certain experimentation into other alternate dimensional things. So They probably know about most stuff. But
Many of them, they are not strange. There are not many gods that would be strangers to them.
Night Shift will continue. Is there any way we can set upon a schedule or ground rules for the attempted reclamation of my colleague? A set timed schedule or a set amount of people per combat that may be allowed?
I appreciate the civility that you're approaching this with. But the poor creature trapped in him should be rescued. It would be immoral for me to delay that.
In discussion with its own family, the being within our friend Independence Ray has declared its brothers and sisters not to attack us. It is still currently in some form or fashion that requires him to be within our friend Ray.
All right, I'm pretty sure you're pulling all of that out of your rear end.
All I know, the thing that I know is it has flashed at other members of its race that looked like they were flashing at him, and then they went away and didn't try to collect.
So you're making a lot of assumptions.
Yeah, I'm assuming it was like, do you need out? And he said no. And then they left. But yes, if that needs to be a role of some form of deception.
Let me find... Yeah, go ahead and give me a will roll. I wouldn't necessarily say it's deception. But it's more like convincing him that you actually know what you're talking about.
That's fair. Oof, minimum
Or
roll.
press convincing yourself.
And the rest of us, of course, do not know about this conversation as it's going on.
I'll communicate what I can to you that I'm trying to set up. He knows who the web mother is.
I just...
So you're not very convincing to him.
Shark may not be an intellect, but he's got some
Alright.
wisdom and human insight, I guess, and I think you're trying to make an honorable agreement with somebody that is not honorable.
So like, he doesn't think you're lying, but he tells you the Spirit are very hard to communicate with. It's very likely that you could be misinterpreting.
Completely fair. And I'm going to say this in a slightly abrupt way. You're smarter than me. I would assume that if I have a misunderstanding, you would have a clearer picture of what is happening.
I could communicate with him more clearly if I had been at presence, yes.
We have also had combats where it defended itself via the use of our friend. It did not escape, despite him being in an unconscious state.
No, it's very possible that it's trapped. Could be tied into his life force. If I could examine him more closely, perhaps I could free it and keep your friend alive.
In the event that we could get I would have to discuss it with Independence Ray, as he is a sentient creature who has not purposely held this Biorid.
So he says.
My race is on a innocent until proven guilty form of thought, which is not always correct, but many times proves itself useful.
I sincerely doubt your entire race follows that. It's been a long time since I've been to your world, but I doubt your entire race has changed that much.
I'm a benefit of the doubt kind of guy. Which is also why I'm here, is I know that we can get a positive outcome from this interaction in some way.
I am willing to make one concession for you, at least. I will agree that when the fighting is going on, the fighting is going on. Battles go poorly sometimes. But any of your people that we down, I will give my people the orders not to finish you off as long as you're out of the fight. Now, obviously, if your Independence Ray is knocked unconscious, well, he'd be coming back with us. That's the entire point. But we would leave the rest of you be. And in return, you don't kill downed opponents. That's uncouth. You take them prisoner, execute them later, like civilized people.
Now, to be fair, outside of character, no one knows on his side. The stunning was stunned.
Stunned is not completely like
unaware.
Unconscious or unaware.
Okay. Okay. Understood. I appreciate that concession. We will present the same of unconscious fights are to be left alone. If I am physically able, or a copy of me, such as you're speaking to, is able to resuscitate an injured, such as the case with Sarah Garrix, I will perform my duties. In the event that Independence Ray is knocked unconscious and the Spjord becomes active, no promises can be made as to what the Spjord will do within the body it inhabits.
I would not expect you to be able to control the Spjord, no.
In the event you and the children can come to an agreement to mutually research or mutually discover a way to free the Spjord from Independence Ray, further concessions and discussions can be made. Very openly and quickly.
Yeah, he will agree with that. The chances the children will be willing to help him are slim, but
completely understood, but as always, having two separate parties who are under usual circumstances in disagreement, coming to a mutual understanding is much easier to work with than one party saying yes, one party saying no.
Very well. We seem to have at least the beginnings of the rules of war for this conflict.
I appreciate your understanding. Is there anything else to discuss? As a second time for me to come here will not be common.
I can't think of anything else he'd want to go into. I mean, obviously he'd want to convince you to just give Ray over, but he knows you ain't going to.
And if I might ask you a question, if I am allowed.
Ask, and I will choose whether to answer.
The children have stated a ban on the study of what my people call the astral plane. And they have stated it is because there is something dangerous within there they do not want to awake. Is that a true statement?
Mostly. There are hidden dangers in the astral plane that mortal minds are not ready for. Now, the somewhat enhanced mortals like yourself have a natural attunement to it, which doesn't make you completely safe, but it makes you less likely to trigger these dangers. Your kind go in and out of the astral plane naturally. We're artificial if if someone built a device to artificially go in there, they might puncture and leave a permanent hole.
That is, I apologize for jumping in. That is not the beings known as the Quell Kicks, correct?
No, those beings are outside of time.
Okay.
Time can be weird in the astral, or be odd in the astral plane, but it is still part of the fabric of the universe. The Quell Kick are from outside the universe.
Good, because I really didn't want to have to fight those twice.
No, it was quite surprising that you managed as well as you did the first time.
Oh, I appreciate the compliment.
It is a shame about the Primus. I would very much like to have studied him.
He was a strange being. Though, that being said, his power, there was a space alien that came by and named it in front of me.
The power primeval.
Yes, is it a well-known power in the galactic community?
Well known by name and reputation, yes.
Not common.
Not many species understand what it is.
But
We
when you
do.
say not many, it means you do.
We do, of course. We understand it. We can access it. We can use it. No. But to have a being that simply generates it, very unusual. Possibly even unique. It's a shame to have lost such a specimen. But better him than the entire galaxy, I suppose. I believe we have nothing else to discuss. I must go and check on the health of my Huntsman.
Understood. I appreciate the time you've given me this day. And I'll report to my cohorts the minutes of this meeting. And I will step back and, bow again and let him pass if he wishes to pass.
Yeah, he walks past you. He looks over at a Hearn. Attend to me, nephew. And a Hearn falls in behind him. And then, at that point, everybody in the room is ignoring you. I mean, there's guards watching. If you try to wander off and do something weird, there's going to react. But it might be a subtle power play that he's not worried about you. So
Back at the ship, I'm gonna just be like, "Hey, should I just poof him, or should I be walking around the city?" I'm kind of at a point where I'm not sure what I could possibly see because they can disrupt my copies immediately with the push of a button. So,
I mean, honestly, they probably won't let you see
Well-
anything they don't want you to see.
Yeah.
But if you just want to do like a lay of the land kind of thing,
I'll have the copy ask if he can also apologize to Sarah Garrix, but I guess that'll be about it.
nobody responds to you. You've been dismissed, basically. Nobody responds to you. Lord Nordu is, he's not stopping to talk to you anymore. He is done. He is going somewhere. He's just going.
Yeah. I'll follow behind until I'm told not to.
Two guards kind of do the whole spears together kind of thing to block the door after Nordu and Ahern walk out. Once they're out of earshot, the guard's like, I believe you were dismissed.
Understood. Are either of you able to give my apologies to Sarah Garrix?
We will pass your message on.
Thank you.
Sorry,
And then I'll poof out.
Okay. All right, so y'all back on the ship. You know, he's basically telling you all this, whatnot. And you travel off from this planet trying to get back on course. Were you about to say something, Tyler?
I have the copies play acting the roles of people with little signs on paper to dictate who I was.
It's very amusing. I'm sure the rest of the crew would have loved it too if y'all weren't like in a meeting. So yeah, next couple of days fairly uneventful. The family, get settled, and then you have enough extra quarters that you're able to kind of get them something they can stay in. It may involve like pallets on the floor for the kids or whatever, but.
Are we just taking them to the planet they were going to?
You can't. It's a little out of your way. Like if you had a straight shot to Earth, well, you got to veer over here a little bit. So it's going to add a little travel time.
Yeah, well, that's part of the job.
But they seem to think their people will, probably recoup you for the, the expended fuel and the, basic, food supplies and stuff. But about 2 days later, the ship's going through its night cycle. Unison, you're sitting or floating or whatever it is you do to not sleep, but try to rest.
I lay down an astral project because that knocks the body into a hibernative state so that it still does most of the things it's supposed to do.
Yeah, it still sits and breathes. So you let the body rest while your mind is floating in the astral plane.
The mind itself is kind of like, I know there are human beings who can live without sleep, so I know it's not going to be the worst, but I know I have a strict time limit on how long I could live doing this.
You're already way past what a regular person could do. This hovering the astral plane is clearly taking the edge off. But it's not a permanent solution. You couldn't do it forever.
I'm also now on the lookout for like things potentially seeping into my brain from the astral plane, so I'm kind of being more cautious mentally, trying to like be aware after what Inordu has told me.
But you're floating there one night, just floating there, just trying to rest. The only duplicate you've got active is the one that's on Earth.
I keep duplicate watching Independence Ray because Omniglot and I had talked about it, and I keep a sleeping a copy in the room with Omniglot because we discussed that with her.
Okay, fair enough. I had forgotten about that, but yeah.
I do.
We also should still have that track,
the hole to be patched.
Well, I think it was. We were putting like a tracking device on Ray some kind of way. I forget either in his No, it was a little slap bracelet. It looked like a '90s slap bracelet.
That's right.
So if Ray wanders off. No, did Ray freeze?
Yeah, and that. Hello?
Okay, you froze it for a second there, Mike.
Okay. Yeah, I was just saying Ray wouldn't have a problem with a clone bunking. or the copy bunking with him
Okay.
in his chamber.
Oh no, it would just be astral projecting. You wouldn't see it.
Oh, okay.
You
Do
just have a
do you
ghost
let me know
following
that?
you. I don't believe you were in front of us when I had that talk with Omniglot. I think you just know about the slap bracelet.
Okay, fair enough.
But anyway, your copy back home, Unison.
Mm-hmm.
He's watching the news. There's been some kind of kerfluffle in Florida. A bunch of metas showed up. You haven't actually gotten word exactly what's going on. And then the news breaks.
No.
You had heard news earlier about there being it looked like two beings like the Vasilev. Or there was rumors going around about it and stuff. But according to these reports, they have been defeated in Florida. And there's now confirmation that the Primus is alive.
You would both Independence Ray would immediately see astral projection become visible. Omniglot would see one become visible, and I would jump awake out of bed, and you would just hear profanity.
Yep.
Ray, you were fast asleep, and suddenly you just hear Unison cursing, and you wake up and one of them standing in the room just going off. Omniglot just yells, "Shut up!" and you get a pillow to the face, Unison.
It would go through it would hit the body that's in the room.
When Omniglot wants you to shut up, you know you're transgressing.
Oh, how the f is he alive? How the f is he alive?
Who's alive? Oh wait, it's the Primus. That's the only person that would get you this upset.
God.
You know that's a good thing, right?
What? Technically.
This obsession of yours with, well, what if he goes bad? You really need to see some help. Get some help about it. I mean, it's fine. It was just you being crazy. But now it's you waking me up in the middle of the night. That's not acceptable.
The news just dropped, and also 2 miniature Vasilevs just dropped in Florida. Which
Now she looks alert, and she's like, that's concerning.
Primus and the Primes, I believe, beat them. I'm getting more information on it now.
That is concerning.
Independence Ray, you are hearing the copy speak these words out, but he's not looking at you.
Yeah, it's like you're hearing that, his half the conversation, but not Omniglot's half.
And then Recluse and Landshark are surprised to find out that Unison's been watching them too.
No, I only had the copy out for... I've talked about having copies out outside of your door for easy communication, but that's not happening right now. But this is a morning meeting discussion to have.
Bruce will be sure that he brings like hoagies from the mess hall for everybody for the meeting.
We all usually have the mess hall. You usually have the morning meeting in the mess hall.
Okay.
Unless it's something that y'all don't want the rest of the crew to know about.
The rest of the crew would probably be happy about this information.
Yeah. How far are we from? How much time until our normal till the day shift begins?
Oh, this is probably about 3 o'clock in the morning, y'all's ship time.
Okay. Well, since this is big news, but also not an emergency, so I'm not gonna wake everyone up with a super surprise alert. I'll definitely make a formal announcement once day shift begins,
Okay.
because that would be good. That would be good for morale, I imagine.
Everybody's morale except Unison.
Unison is now writing down, the Primus has a clear connection to the Primes. I think one of them called him Dad on video? So I'm just rapidly writing like, this motherfucker. How many more kids does he have?
Breeding an army.
Yeah, exactly.
But
Oh,
there
that's
is a
concept
brief
too.
note to the side of like, has had space travel accessible to him and him alone for an extended period of time without telling the government.
How would you know that?
Cool beans. Oh, is the ship still not seen on even during the Vasilef fights?
They might have
Children fights?
the station wagon was seen all the time, but that looks like a human ship. The like flying saucer he had is in a cave somewhere he had buried.
Oh,
you know,
okay.
he
For some
buried
reason
that
I thought
somewhere.
it was
No.
my bad.
You know, the station wagon that
Yeah.
the primes fly around in, that's like reverse engineered technology. Yeah, the flying saucer is only partially functioning. I don't think it would actually fly.
Oh, okay.
You know, you can power it up and you can use a lot of the equipment on board it, but
Should we have a contest to rename the ship?
Yeah, I don't want to be inside of the Primus.
Well, it was the Primus Memorial ship, which it's no longer Memorial.
well, the government would have to be the ones to rename it anyway.
I was just joking. I wouldn't really.
And I don't think they're big on rechristening ships anyway.
Is it painted on the outside?
There's markings on the outside, sure.
Do we have paint? Do we have the materials to even like mark it out and mark a new name on top?
We could probably get some by request whenever we get to drop off.
Yeah, but let's. No real need to. I will suggest intentionally renaming the ship internally from Memorial to Celebratory.
Well, it's just USS.
Weird.
It's just the USS Primus.
Was pretty cool.
Oh, okay.
It was named in memorial to him, but it was just named the USS Primus.
Oh, okay.
How about we name it? We could name the ship. How does Earthbound sound?
That is up to y'all.
It's a little gauche for my taste.
Did you say Earth?
Yeah, who'd name anything Earthbound? That's stupid.
I think Earthbound would work.
Well, Ray would not feel a pressing need to name the ship unless other people want it. I'm guessing Edison wants it.
No, I'm perfectly happy to leave the ship named what it is, but you see, you all wanted to
You
rename
pretend
it.
he's still dead.
Oh no!
I know. I'm just
Out of character. Unison loves the idea of I'm stepping on the Primus.
He's got a serious chip on his shoulder. Probably because the Primus has cooler powers. Probably.
No, because the Primus was a fucking jerk.
So insufferable.
He was a
entire
bit of a
time.
crotchety old man.
Everyone who was training in Spear, after we saved the world, he was crotchety because we didn't have correct training from the classics. Nah, dude's I'm happy to be mean to that jerk constantly.
Where have I heard this before?
And keep in
That's
mind,
character, by
the
way.
Primus like toss up just fine. But toss up was an old school sidekick before he was a solo hero. So.
That's the thing is also Unison was a sidekick before a hero, but because he doesn't know that, he treats me differently, which makes me angrier. Because you're consistent, but you're consistent in like a weird kind of bigotry.
Look, there's just a certain way this job should be trained. People should train for this job.
And who trained him?
World War II.
Yeah, didn't he kind of invent the generation?
He was one of the early guys.
Was he the first? Okay, one of the first.
He probably wasn't the first superpowered person, or even necessarily the first public hero. You know, you'd have had your two-fisted adventurers back in the 30s that were a little more than human, but not always noticeably so.
And we've had magic really dating back.
It's like you've had weird
we're
stuff
talking
pop
about
up throughout history, but
yeah, we're not counting like mythology stuff like Hercules or whatever.
Yeah, as far as American superheroes, I think he's one of the first.
yeah,
big
he is.
ones.
He is definitely one of the early ones. But all right, that about does us for today.
Yeah.
We'll start up next time with y'all's probably getting to Gakrad, the planet the family's from.
Okay. Right, that's right. That was the name of the planet.
Gakrad. Oh well, actually, I can think of one thing that'll happen before y'all get there, but or maybe it can happen while you're there. Now think about it. I don't know. We'll decide. But your next step of the trip home is to get this family to their home, since it's a little out of the way, but more or less on the trip home. So I hope y'all had fun today. I enjoyed it. That was a good, especially considering how it straddled two sessions. That was a nice little slugfest.
It was.
I am frozen again.
Oh yeah, we can hear you.
Isn't though.
We all kind of spoke there, but I like how the fight started with us kind of like sizing up our opponents and then realizing like, oh, all of the opponents chose all of the wrong people to fight, and we immediately just stomped the yard for the second half.
Yeah. The kind of reptile guy, he was kind of the one I had designed to fight Recluse. Super strong, very agile. Different power set, but
But it's like the stunning person went against the person most capable, the two people most capable of handling the stunning.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
and some of that was just kind of how y'all were arranged, because
yeah. But it's just like the controller v controller, but that's neutral. But once it gets in punching range, immediately loses. Went against one of our biggest punchers. Sir Garrick's got in melee range.
Yeah, well, he was doing a good job of staying out of melee range, and then Recluse was just suddenly there.
Didn't know Recluse was suddenly there.
Yeah.
And also, I'd like to thank Zach for activating the subplot with it while we're in a fight.
Oh, which subplot was that?
Who knows? The giant space spider. Which is different than I was thinking the giant space spider would be. Because I had talked to Jason about it. I was like, it would be crazy if the spider in space was just like so big it couldn't move because it had eaten everything around it.
Well,
And
it's
it
very
just, like,
big.
Yeah. In my mind, it was just like a glutton that would just like mentally convince things to walk into its mouth.
like a mental web.
Well, Zach's just too small and not divine enough.
That's fine.
He just gets stuck in between the webmother's teeth.
He just told the
also-
webmother where he was from. That's all.
With the Unison doing like back dealing stuff, if it gets too long in the tooth, tell me and I will cut it out.
Oh, it's
I thought
fine
that
so
was
far.
all brilliant.
Because right now I think it's an easy way to get some exposition and some character work for Inordu and other villains, and I feel like it's a decent tool to use to get information said out loud.
Yeah, it's been cool. So anyway, hope anybody that comes by and watches enjoyed it. Hope you'll join us next time. We should be doing this again in 2 weeks, I think, unless there's some weird holiday or something that I'm not thinking of.
I don't think it is.
It's what, August 4th? Yeah, it should be. Though Batman Cape Crusader will be out by then, I think. I don't know if y'all watched the trailers for that.
Am I understanding that does Deadpool and Wolverine come out this upcoming weekend?
Yes, is this coming Saturday? Yes, because me and somebody's going to watch it after our game.
Mm-hmm. All right.
So anyway, we'll go ahead and sign off here.
I should...
Again, I was your GM for the day, Jason, and with me was
we're
Zach
still
playing
on here.
Recluse. Yeah, we started going into the after talk before we were actually done. So anyway, with us today was Zach playing Recluse.
Thank you so much for joining us. I hope it was as fun for you as well.
Mike playing Independence Ray.
I'll see you at the next Deadpool versus Wolverine screening.
Taylor playing Unison.
See ya.
And Curtis playing Landshark.
Laters.
We will see y'all next time.